Not only are teachers migrating, but members of the healthcare sector have also been seeking better opportunities elsewhere. However, NAJ Lasco Nurse of the Year Keisha Riley Harrow believes this is the reason why.
What used to pertain was that nursing schools belonged within the Ministry of Health, and they have since been moved over into the Ministry of Education, where nurses now pay for their education. Previously, we would get trained, sign a bond agreement, and be placed. So we were like the nursing schools were like a feeder system to the hospitals through the Ministry of Health, and that has stopped. So we are reaping what that has caused. And as such, you find that nurses now, upon graduating, have to apply for the job. And sometimes because of the fiscal restraints that are within the system now, IMF agreement and so on, we find that employment levels are low.
Mrs. Riley Harrow also noted that student nurses are also affected.
A lot of student nurses have debts, student loans to repay, other loans that they have, they and their families have garnered for their training. And opportunities come and they will have to take them because they need to start their career, they need to pay their loans. So you find that nurses also who are specialized nurses, especially such as our operating theater or accident and emergency or critical care nurses, are fed up, they're frustrated.
But are student nurses possibly looking to migrate as well?
Based on discussions with classmates or schoolmates, it's a popular view that more persons would like to stay if they didn't have the student loan to pay. And they too want to live. They want to see where their money is going and not just into bills. And so a lot of persons have said that if they would have received stipends and so forth, a little assistance from the government per se.
The Nurse of the Year also sought to shed some light on some of the challenges nurses face on a day-to-day basis.
The most challenging aspect of nursing presently is not being able to give the care that patients expect, them and their relatives, because of the infrastructure and the system challenges that we're having presently. So when a patient comes into the institution and you have done the basic, what you can, and there is more needed and you're not able to give that, and that's where one of the frustrations comes about from the patients and their relatives.
Yes.
They expect so much when they come into us, and we're not able to give it, so they get frustrated themselves and they take their frustrations out on who they see, and who they see most times is a nurse. So we have to develop coping mechanisms as nurses. We have to help these individuals to understand that it is not our desire as nurses to be wicked and cruel. It's not our desire to deprive you of the care that you need, but this is what the system has to offer presently.
Takis Campbell, a final year nursing student at Knox College and Student Nurse of the Year, also shared the same sentiments.
We are also there with the nurses. We are seeing the problems that they are having with equipment and the working condition. And so being trained in that environment where the nurses are flustered and they are tired, and for a nursing student, you're supposed to have a maximum of 3 patients working with, and there are 2 nurses on the ward and there are 30 odd patients. You know, you have to know take more patients to be helping the nurse as well. And in an environment like that, the level of learning per se is diminished because you feel so stressed and bombarded with so many things to be done, because the nurse is flustered and this is basically put onto you as well, because you too want to help her and you want to ensure that the patients are taken care of.
Ms. Campbell noted that once these adjustments are made, more nursing students will desire to serve their country more, and migration will not be of great concern. Both guests were speaking on JNN's Interface on Thursday. Kimberly Broderick, Frontline News.